share with the listeners a little bit about the good work that you and your team are doing today. And then I would love to hear the journey that got you into this seat, because I know there's got to be a story there. So let's start with today and then back us all the way up to what got this thing started.
Well, I'm just thrilled again to be here today to just share a little bit about the work of Atlanta Humane Society and sort of my small part in a great organization. So the organization has been around since 1877 here in Atlanta, and it's one of the oldest non-religious charities in the city. And at any given moment, we think we have about 100,000 folks just like you across the region here who have adopted animals from us. So we have a long legacy of creating what I like to call very happy ending stories. Every single day, people walk out of our facilities or meet up with a foster parent and take possession of that wonderful pet that they're going to have in their lives. And we know how much pets do to enhance our lives. So Atlanta Humane Society is an organization with a great legacy. And we're really focused now on the future of what it looks like to be a pet owner and how we can support people and address their needs as they evolve in a more comprehensive way.
Yeah, that's great. Well, yes. Thank you again for the great work you're doing. So let's go back in time a little bit, Cal. What got this journey started for you? How did this all begin for you?
Yeah, I think most of us, we end up in a place in our career where we never really imagined we would be. I think most of us are doing things today that 20, 30 years ago we would have never dreamed that we'd be doing what we're doing. But the journey is always interesting, and I appreciate the opportunity to share a little bit about mine. I grew up in a family in Michigan, actually, that we were always the house where all the stray dogs ended up in the neighborhood and all the odd.
So you were that house.
Yeah,
so
we were that house.
That was that house.
So we were the ones, my parents were, as I look back, extremely tolerant of us saying, oh, can we keep this one? And, so we at any given time had quite a menagerie at our house. We had rabbits, we had dogs, we had cats, we had small furries, we had all kinds of things. Amphibians, we'd be the ones who would find a turtle that was out of place, and we'd create a little habitat and make sure the turtle was fine, and then we'd put him back in the pond. So I kind of grew up in that kind of family, but never thinking anything about really the bigger picture of animal welfare or sheltering or anything. So went about my life and went to school. I was going to be a CPA, and then got sort of called by a nonprofit organization when I was ready to start looking for a job, and it was with the United Way. And so I started my career there, and really had a taste of what it was like to be able to serve the community. And in that role, I was able to really see a lot of the organizations that were providing services on a wide range in our local community there. And so when it came time, the calls started coming in. I was going to sit for the CPA exam and be a CPA and go that route. And I said, man, I'm having too much fun. This is so rewarding. I'm going to pass on that. And I'm going to really make a career here in the nonprofit arena. So that led me to several organizations. I worked for the American Cancer Society for 12 years as a regional vice president in the Midwest. Learned great things there. I came to Atlanta quite a bit. I had a regular flight from Detroit to Atlanta on Delta that got me in, and I had my schedule down coming here to this city. So I was very familiar with this community. And one day a recruiter called me and said, hey, they're looking for a CEO for Michigan Humane Society. And I had to confess, honestly, I'd never been in an animal shelter. As much as I loved animals, I'd never really had occasion to go to a shelter. So I admitted that right up front. And I said, hey, if you're looking for someone who knows all the ins and outs of animal shelters. I'm not your guy, but fortunately for me, they said, hey, we're looking for a leader who can help us strategize and help us develop a plan and raise the money that we need. And so it started my career in 2000, actually, in animal welfare with Michigan Humane Society. So that was an amazing experience. We had tremendous success. And then in 2014, had the opportunity to come here to Atlanta and really join another legacy type organization. And the rest is history, so they say.